Hello, my name is Paul Doherty, and I'm a program manager with the National Alliance for Public Safety GIS Foundation. And this is just a short video to provide some suggestions for the Kincade Fire Incident Map. This is a great map. It's one of the best maps I've seen for public information in a wildfire event, and I'm really impressed with the work that everybody's done here to maintain this map and keep it up to date. As does happen during complex disasters, there's a lot of information to share, and I just thought I would show a very simple way to hopefully give you some ideas on how to simplify the map next time we're going into recovery. So Web App Builder is a great application. The application you used here, it's very relatively easy to use. You can prompt people to type in an address, but over time you end up with many layers, and it's hard for people to understand the map. Us GIS staff and specialists, we know we can turn layers on and off, but a lot of other public citizens will not, including my mom. I've asked her. So we can check the legend here, but on mobile devices, sometimes that's not easy to see. And really, it's about answering the most important questions first. So one tool you might use using the web map is the story map series. What I like about the story map series is you can add a tab for themes, go into that theme, and using the content custom configuration, you can decide what layers you want to have on and off. So here I put the hazard first just because a lot of people are looking for the fire perimeter and hotspots and that information. But I actually don't think it's the most important information. I think that evacuation info is most important. So deconflicting that information is really important, but people are going to ask for it. So I made a tab for it here. I might argue to move that tab backwards behind these three really important pieces of information. So if you start with evacuations, you have a nice clear map here. One of the things you can do, just like in Web App Builder, is you can add a tool to allow people to search their address or even geolocate themselves. And I like leaving the synchronized map locations on so that as people flip through the tabs, the map doesn't zoom around. So in this case, I might set the default location to zoom in a bit more, maybe just highlighting on my area of impact. And now every tab is going to feed off of that extent. Then I would do the same thing. I like to break out sheltering. This is where if people have to evacuate, this is where they can go. So I just go into the content tab, uncheck everything that's not related to sheltering and turn it on and save. Road status. These are three really big important topics, especially during the response phase, that I think is important to make it really clear for your public audience. And you can see here by using the tabs, I can see if I'm in these areas or I type in my address, I should evacuate or be ready to evacuate. I can see here that there are shelters open for me. And I can see here that there's different conditions of the road relative to where I am. You can add helpful links and text on the side here. I'm not going to do that for the presentation here today, but I find that this is really useful. It turns the map into a little mini website. If you can get these three things easy to understand, you can move on to things like hazards. You know, where is the fire or where was it yesterday? Power, which I know is really important right now in California. And then maybe other lifelines like education, health and medical, and eventually recovery centers and that sort of thing. And I feel like this is just a really good way to make your great content, all that hard work you put into getting that information, but delivering it to the public in a way they can understand. This is in no way critical of anyone's work. I just feel that based on a lot of feedback I've seen on social media, that this map is getting a bit hard to understand. So I hope this helps, and if it doesn't help you this time, maybe we can talk about it in the future. Thank you so much for your great work.